Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
All right, hey, welcome back here at liveevent.com as we're back for more Region 1 baseball here in Oaks, North Dakota, as games played here on Cummings Field as we're back into the final game of the evening as your winners from the last two games as you have your Oak Grove Grovers. They're going to take on the Sargent County Bulldogs, so that's your contest coming up here on yourliveevent.com. Sargent County just defeated Northern Cass. That final score was 9-6. And then it was Oak Grove over Oaks by a score of 16-6. So that game just ahead on your liveevent.com. We're going to go ahead and step away for 30 seconds, come back for more.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Get ahead of your spring planting needs with flowers, shrubs, and trees. Watts Ace Hardware Greenhouse is open now. Watts Ace Hardware, a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware and check out their greenhouse, which is open right now.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
Hey, welcome back here at liveevent.com as we're back for more from Oaks, North Dakota out of Cummings Field in your Region 1 baseball tournament as you have the Sargent County Bulldogs taking on the Oak Grove Grovers as Sargent County making their way with a win over Northern Cass by a score of 9-6. And then Oak Grove defeated Oaks earlier today. That final score was a 10-run rule, 16-6 in the sixth inning. Big fourth inning there for Oak Grove as they had a 12-run fourth inning. That was capped off by a grand slam by Zach Winter. And then Sargent County with their 9-6 win. They had a great performance pitching out of Elijah Hansen. Hansen going 4 innings pitched with a double and a couple RBIs for Elijah Hansen in that game. As that'll bring us to game number 12 of the tournament with Sargent County, the home team on scoreboard taking on Oak Grove. As this is a rematch from earlier from the first round action. This was on Tuesday as it was Sargent County, the number 4 seed. They defeated Oak Grove, the number 5 seed, but that was the final score by a score of 7-5 as the Bulldogs taking the field. Sargent County first up to bat as we'll look for that Norman County Raceway, that first pitch there by Norman County Raceway. So that's just moments away. We'll get into those starting lineups for the Northern Cass Jaguars. The visitors on the scoreboard for Northern Cass leading things off will be Elliot Butenhoff, your third baseman. Batting second is James Henderson, the second baseman. Batting third, Zach Winter, your first baseman. Batting fourth and cleanup is shortstop Jack Bjornson. Batting five is the catcher Sigan Mittag. Batting sixth is center fielder Alex Meidinger. Batting seventh is your designated hitter Jackson McEloney. Then batting eighth is your right fielder Gavin Kramer. And batting ninth is your pitcher Colton McCullough. Also in the game, not batting, is the left fielder Beck Olvin. And then your starting lineup for the Sargent County Bulldogs. For Sargent County Bulldogs, leading things off will be their left fielder Anthony Federer. Batting second would be Tristan Peterson, their center fielder. Batting third is shortstop Harry Newstall. Batting fourth would be Braxton Erickson catching. At third base is Cole Fury. First base, Elijah Hansen. Also in right field is Connor Olson. Your DH is Carson Deely. And then out there in left field is Brody Mayer for Sargent County. So just looking, okay, all right. So things set. It looks like pitcher and the batter coming up there. As your umpires this evening, your behind home plate will be Scott Carblum. Down the third base line is Pat Adair, and down first base is Dave Klunt. your umpires this evening for this game between Sargent County and Oak Grove. That first pitch is in there, it looks like for a ball. So on the mound and working out of the windup, and that pitch is in there. Scott Carvin behind home plate will call a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike on your batter there, Elliot Butenhoff. So Brody Mayer with the delivery, that's check swing and strike 2. So strike 2 on Elliot Butenhoff. So your count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brody Mayer, Mayer checks the sign. And the delivery, that's outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count. Mayer working out of the windup, and that is ball 3. Loads up the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes after working ahead. To start things off, leadoff batter there is Elliot Butenhoff for Oak Grove. So here's Mayer with full count, and that's going to drop in inside corner of the plate with the curveball. Drops him in for a strike. For strike 3, looking was Elliot Butenhoff. First strikeout of the game there for Brody Mayer. Mayer leading things off pitching for Sargent County. That'll bring up number 2 hitter James Henderson for Oak Grove. That pitch low and away for ball 1 on Henderson. So 1 ball, no strikes. A 1-0 count to James Henderson. Yeah, as Mayer coming off the mound to receive the ball from the catcher. Now the delivery, that's going to be swung on foul, or I should say down the right field line. That's going to go foul, drifting towards the tower over there on the right side of the field, down the first base line. And that'll be a long strike there for James Henderson. 1 ball, 1 strike for Henderson. So Mayer here works out of the stretch, takes the step, and that's going to be ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike there from to Henderson from Mayer. Mayer with the big step, and that's going to drop in for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2-2 count to James Henderson. So the 2-2 count on Henderson. With Mayer, that's swung on over here to right field. High fly ball to right, shallow right. It's going to come in, and that's dropped by Olson. Off the catch, it was a high fly ball to Olson. Olson coming in, stumbled a little bit, not able to haul it in. And that's going to be a runner aboard off the air on the right fielder on the E9. That'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Zach Winter. So 1 down there. Elliot Butenhoff led things off, struck out. Now Henderson reaches on an error on the E9. That's going to be swung on, big swing and a miss there by Zach Winter for the 0-1 count. As Winter steps back in, the left-handed hitter for Oak Grove. That ball drifts outside, high and outside on the curveball for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. With 1 down, runner on first base, James Henderson for Oak Grove. As Brody Mayer with the pitch. Outside, the runner goes. Throw in time, but it's off the mark. That's going to get into center field. The throw to third is going to be off the mark. And sliding in is James Henderson. Henderson going from first to third off the errant throw. On the throw down by the catcher. Gets into center field. And that's going to allow the runner to advance from first to third. So James Henderson over on third. Wild pitch would score Henderson. Zach Winter, that's going to go inside. Missed him. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2-1 count there to Zach Winter. As runner on third, 1 out. Brody Mayer on the mound for Sargent County. As he takes a long look, at the catcher. That's going to go inside. It's going to bounce away. So that's ball 4. The runner's going to come across to score as Winter's going to round first base. The runner's across is James Henderson. Henderson had reached off the air, off the E9, came around off of the throwdown that went to center field, made his way around to third base, and off the wild pitch, he's going to score. So Zach Winter with the walk is at first. That's going to bring up Jack Bjornsson. The shortstop, Bjornsson, first pitch swinging, follows that off behind home plate. So follows that off behind home plate for the 0-1 count on Bjornsson. As Bjornsson's going to step back in. Lead over there by Winter, and that's in there for a strike, outside corner. The ball drifted inside out. Hits the outside corner of the plate for a strike. So Mayer with one down. Run across already for Oak Grove with a runner on first. He's going to drop in for a ball. And that'll be 3 balls, 1 strike there to Jack Bjornsson. So it's the 3-1 count. The runner's going to go, and that's swung on. Ball hit here to the gap in right field, policed up by Olson. The runner's going to go around from first to third on the base hit by Jack Bjornsson. And Zach Winter makes his way over to third base. Bjornsson with the single. That'll bring up Siegen Mittag. Said in German that means Wednesday, middle of the week. So that's your catcher up to bat, left-handed hitter. And that pitch drops in for a strike, working the curveball. For a strike is Middage, so Middage with the 0-1 count. That's going to go high inside for ball 1. So Mayer working the 1-1 count on Middig, and that's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at the corners. Currently on third is Zach Winter and Bjornsson at first. Runners are going to go. That's going to be not hauled in. A little pop-up. And runner's safe. Not able to make the play on it. Off the mound was Brody Mayer, so that runner's all runner safe. And that run across, I should say, or not a run across, but that runner over at first is safe. Not able to haul it in was the pitcher Mayer. So bases loaded, and you have 1 out with Alex Meidinger up to bat. And that first pitch drops in for a strike, for strike 1 on Meidinger. You have the 0-1 count, 1 out. Bases loaded here for Oak Grove. That's going to be low and away for ball 1. The snap throw, should say the fake on the snap throw. Over to first. That sent Middage diving back over to the first base. Here's Mayer working out of the stretch. Has bases loaded. It's going to be a swing. Chopper down the third base line goes foul. So Mayer steps back on. Or I should say Meidinger back in the box. Bases loaded. Little bluff over there by Winter as that's going to be outside on Meidinger for a ball. And the pitch swung on. A shot here to left field. It's going to be a base hit. That's going to be 1 run around. That's Winter. They're going to send the other runner home from second and slide in safely with 2 runs across. The fake throw there to second by the catcher, and that'll bring 2 runs across with Winter and Bjornson coming across off the base hit by Meitinger. So 2 runs score with the 2 RBI single by Alex Meitinger. That'll leave runners at first and second with 1 out. So Middage at second with Meitinger at first. That brings up Jackson Micheloni. And the pitch that's blown away for, gets in there for a strike. On Micheloni, blown away. Catches the outside corner of the plate for strike 1 on Micheloni. There's Mayer with the pitch that sends it high, and a little snap throw fake by the catcher. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Jackson Micheloni with 1 out. 3 runs across there on that DHB scoreboard. As Mayer takes a look in. And that'll be a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jackson Micheloni. As your runners on first and second with Middage and Meitinger, and that's going to be strike 3. So it gets him looking as the home plate umpire calls strike 3 on Jackson Micheloni. So the first strikeout in the game for Mayer, for Brody Mayer, with 3 runs across in this top half of the first inning. For Oak Grove, that's going to be a swing and a miss with runners at first and second for strike 1 on Gavin Kramer. Kramer, the right fielder for Oak Grove. As Mayer, I think we have a balk called there by the third base umpire, Pat Adair. So Mayer with the balk call on Mayer. Mayer should say maybe not coming to a complete stop. Didn't see what happened, but a balk called by the third base umpire, Pat Adair. And that'll advance runners off the balk. And that'll put Middage over at third and Meitinger at second. So runners at second and third. That's going to drop in for another strike on Kramer. So Scott Carblum calling the strike. Looking on Kramer. So the 0-2 count to Kramer. And that's going to go low for a ball. With 1 ball, 2 strikes. And 2 down. Runners on second and third for Oak Grove. Gavin Kramer up to bat. Brody Mayer on the mound. He's working out of the stretch. And that pitch goes outside, making a stab and grab. Over there is your catcher for the Sargent County Bulldogs. Able to save a run off of that play at the plate. Able to reach it out and knock it down. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch outside again. And that's going to load up the count as Mayer was working out in front of the batter. Now he's falling behind. 3 balls, 2 strikes there to Gavin Kramer with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Mayer and the Bulldogs trying to get out of this top half of the first inning, giving up 3 runs in this inning. Oak Grove leads by a score of 3-0. That's swung on, gets him swinging for strike 3 in the 3rd out. Second strikeout of the game for Brody Mayer. Records back-to-back strikeouts for outs number 2 and 3. So here for the for Oak Grove, they're going to have 3 runs off of 3 hits and 1 error on the Sargent County Bulldogs with 2 runners left on base for Sargent County. Coming up for the, for the Oak Grove Grovers. Coming up for Sargent County comes the top of the order here, bottom half of the first inning, with Anthony Furter, Tristan Peterson, and Harry Newstel coming up there on yourliveevent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
All right, welcome back here at yourliveevent.com as this contest between Sargent County and Oak Grove. Oak Grove taking the early lead in the top half of the first inning. They lead by a score of 3-0 up on that Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Looking at your David Bergman Farmers Union Insurance broadcast booth. We're up here in center field in that center field press box here in Tornado Alley as your headquarters for home, auto, life, farm, ranch, and business, crop, and health. Not all products are underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance. Call 701-724-6252. This is your David Bergman Agency Farmers Union Insurance broadcast booth. As leading off things for Sargent County Bulldogs, about a half the first inning is Anthony Furter. And then on the mound for Oak Grove is number 9, Mr. McCullough for Oak Grove, as that first pitch drops in for a ball. So one ball, or the 1-0 count to Anthony Furter. Leg kick, and the delivery is going to be strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. So we have the 1-1 count to Furter. And that pitch drops in for strike 2, giving him the low strikes. This one was down and away for strike 2 across the outside part of the plate. And that one's going to be outside, drifting low and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Anthony Furter. Here's McCullough with the pitch that swung on here to right field. That's going to drift foul over by the towel over there down the first base line. So still the 2-2 count here with Anthony Furter leading things off of Sargent County. Bottom half of the first inning. And that's going to drop low and in the dirt for ball 3. Loads up the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Furter. And the pitch by McCullough is going to drop it in the dirt. That's going to go to the backstop. See if Furter is paying attention, and he's going to start jogging now, as he kind of started with a little trot and then ran a little bit harder when he realized the ball went to the backstop. And that's going to draw a walk and send him down to first base, leading things off for Sargent County. Trying to play a game of catch-up here at the bottom of the third inning. They're down by a score of 3-0 on that Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. As that'll bring up Tristan Peterson. Peterson with the swing, going to go to the shortstop underneath his glove, and took a bad hop as that ball just died. Got underneath the shortstop's glove, number 3, Jack Bjornson, and that'll advance the runners, give him a base hit. At least that's what I would score. We'll see what the official score is. So Tristan Peterson advances the runner with the base hit, and nobody out. 2 runners aboard there, 2 batters aboard now with Anthony Furter lead things off with a walk, and now a base hit by Peterson. And that ball is fouled back by Harry Newstall, the number 3 hitter in the lineup. So that's the 0-1 count now to Harry Newstall, as he's the left-handed hitter, throws right, bats left. Runners on first and second, swung on, fouled back behind the visitor dugout down the third baseline. 1-2 count on Newstall. As McCullough offers it, and that's outside. Swinging strike 3, struck him out for the first strikeout for McCullough. As McCullough's giving up a walk and a single. And now with 1 out, recording the first out there on Harry Newstall with the strikeout. That'll bring up Braxton Erickson, the catcher. Erickson, the right-handed hitter, has runners at first and second. The runner in scoring position that's swung on inside for strike 1. Maybe a little bit of a check swing by Erickson. That'll have the 0-1 count. With 1 out, runners on first and second. And McCullough's going to take a look around. Second to first, back to second first. And that's going to hit the pitcher, Braxton Erickson. That pitch just did not move as it went straight in on Erickson. Hits him in the shoulder, so hit by pitch. Will push all the runners and advance all the runners as Furter goes to third, Peterson to second, and then Braxton Erickson will take first on the hit by pitch. With one out, bases loaded. Brings up Cole Fury, the third baseman. That ball low and away as that drifted outside for ball one on Cole Fury. So with Oak Grove scoring 3 runs in the first inning, Sargent County looking for their own runs of the game, their own first runs in the game, as that's fouled off now by Cole Fury. 1 ball, 1 strike by Fury. As McCullough taking a look around, sees he's got runners loaded up on the bases. And that's going to be swung on, fouled back by Cole Fury. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count on the third baseman. So looking defensively for Oak Grove here in the outfield, they have Olven, Meidinger, and Kramer in the outfield. That's swung on down the first base line, picked up by the first baseman, steps on. That is an out on first. Then the throw at home. Gets by the catcher. It's going to score 1 run, maybe 2, as they're sliding across. So we got 2 outs, but 2 runs across for Sargent County. That's going to bring Fury and Peterson across. Or excuse me, that's going to bring Furter and Peterson across. Fury on the force out at first for the second out. And Braxton Erickson finds himself over on third base. Erickson made his way on board, but hit by pitch. So we got 2 runs. They're scoring now on the DHB scoreboard now, 3-2 in favor of Oak Grove. Runner on third and 2 down, and that's swung on, lifted here to left field, down the line, and it's going to go foul as that ball just drifts foul and out of play for a long strike on Elijah Hansen. So Hansen with the 0-1 count, the number 7 hitter in the lineup. Left-handed hitter here is Hansen. It's the number 6 hitter in the lineup. Left-handed hitter, and that's going to drop in for a strike. The 0-2 count on Elijah Hansen. He was the Enbridge Energy Player of the game the previous game, and he's going to lift this one high, fly ball here to center field. They're drifting back, not able to make a play over his head, and that's going to score a run. And Hansen's going to hold up at first as he has another nice drive here to center field. This one for a single by Elijah Hansen. So Hansen continuing the hot streak there with a long single. That's going to score a run, an RBI, with Braxton Erickson driven in. There for Elijah Hansen with the base hit with 2 down. That'll have a runner on first. That'll bring up Brody Mayer, the pitcher. So that's 3 runs. So we're tied up at 3. Brody Mayer take that one. First one outside for ball 1. So the 1-0 count now to Brody Mayer. As McCullough take a look at first. He has Hansen over there. He's going to throw that one in the dirt for ball 2. So the 2-0 count to Brody Mayer. And that'll be, let's look like 2 hits in the innings for Sargent County. That's strike. So the 2-1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike to Mayer. That's going to go a wild pitch. Gets away from the catcher as that was well outside. And that'll advance Hansen to second off the wild pitch. So Hansen with the RBI single now advances to second. And that'll bring up the 3 balls, the 3-1 count to Brody Mayer. Mayer batting right-handed, McCullough right-handed pitcher. Delivery, that's outside for ball 4. That's going to get away from the catchers. Hansen thought about it. Kind of bluffed the run over to third, forced the throw. But that Hansen will hold up at second. That'll Brody Mayer will make his way down to first. So still 2 outs, 2 runners on. Brings up Connor Olson, the number 8 hitter. Right fielder here, Connor Olson, struck out 3 times that last game against Northern Cass. That first pitch drops in for a strike as 0-1 count. That's going to be swinging on Olson for a strike. 2 outs, 2 runners on, first and second. Elijah Hansen on second, Brody Mayer on first. Connor Olson at the plate, the swing and a miss. That'll be strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Connor Olson. Chased the high fast one there was Connor Olson for the second strike of his at bat. It's going to be low and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Connor Olson. Yeah, as McCullough going to deliver that one. That one's low and away for ball 3. Loads up the count, runners on first and second. 3-2 count there to Connor Olson, the right fielder for Sargent County here at the bottom of the first inning. And that swung on for strike 3, strikes him out. Runners were going on the 2-out full count. And Connor Olson strikes out for the 3rd out of the inning. As for Sargent County in that inning, they have 3 runs off of 2 hits. And they leave 2 runners on with 1 error by Northern Cass. So we're tied up here on that Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. We're tied up at 3 apiece. That's going to bring up Northern Cass top of the second inning with Colton McCullough. And that'll go back to the top of the order with Elliot Butenhoff and then James Henderson. That's due up just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey swatch, autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsboro, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
All right, welcome back here, yourliveevent.com, as we're back now for the top half of the second inning, as we're all tied up on the DHB scoreboard, tied up at 3 apiece, as Sargent County in the bottom half of the first inning able to plate 3 runs across, as they had 2 hits and 3 runs in that inning, 1 error by Oak Grove, and that first pitch is swung on for a strike. As Brody Mayer continues to pitch for Sargent County. And that first pitch to Colton McCullough drops in for a strike, swinging. That ball low and away, ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike on Colton McCullough. So here's Mayer with the pitch, the slide step, and that swung on for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Colton McCullough. Mayer takes the sign, goes set, and the delivery, and that's going to be swung on, lifted here to center fielder, drifting back underneath it, and making that catch and hauling it in for the Sargent County Bulldogs. That was Tristan Peterson, as McCullough flies out the F8 to center fielder Tristan Peterson for the first out. As we're still tied up at 3, top of the second inning, that'll bring up top of the order with Elliot Butenhoff, the third baseman, coming up for the Oak Grove Grovers. As Mayer takes the sign, working out of the stretch, off the mound, big swing and a miss for strike 1 on Butenhoff. So Butenhoff will step back in with 1 down. Another swing. This one's hit to the third baseman, gets by him, goes into center field, slow roller, and coming up and making the play and getting that one back into the shortstop. So a base hit underneath the glove over there on the third baseman as Butenhoff aboard. Give him the base hit. Solid hit off the sweet spot there as that one made its way into left field for the base hit. So one runner on, that's Butenhoff. And one down, little snap throw fake there by the catcher, Braxton Erickson, and that brings the runner back to first. There's Butenhoff. And the pitch, that's going to go inside for a ball. On James Henderson, the batter. So runner on first is Elliot Butenhoff. Henderson batting. That's going to go inside again for ball 2 on Henderson. Brody Mayer on the mound with the pitch. Going to go inside low and catches for a strike on Henderson. So ball a 2-step lead away over there by Elliot Butenhoff, and that's going to be a big swing and a miss there by James Henderson, coming out of his stance with the big swing. So 2 strikes now on Henderson, and the pitch, and that's swung on, and the runner goes and must have been fouled off as that's waved dead by home plate umpire there, Scott Carblum. So the runner has to trot back. That's Butenhoff going back to first. With Henderson, new life. He's going to punch him out, gets him caught looking as that's James Henderson striking out. And that's now 4 strikeouts in the game for Brody Mayer. So Brody Mayer with 4 strikeouts. Butenhoff had struck out in the first inning. And then he got Micheloni and Kramer to strike out for outs 2 and 3 at the end of the first. So that's 2 outs. Now that brings up Zach Winter. Winter with a walk and a run scored in the first inning. Winter, the number 3 hitter, that's going to fall in for a ball on Winter. So Mayer with the set and the delivery, that swung on, fouled back. Behind the catcher, runner on first is Butenhoff. So Butenhoff with about a 2-step lead from first, took an extra step, and that's going to drop in. It's like for a ball inside. Tried the curveball, wasn't able to get it. So the center fielder taking a step back, and that's a wild pitch inside, and that's going to get by the catcher. And that advances the runner. I thought it might have hit the pitcher. That's still a live ball on the field. Gets away from the pitcher. And that throw from the catcher back to the pitcher got away. The ball was rolling around on the field. But we do have a runner on second. That's a Butenhoff. And that loads up the count there on Zach Winter. And that pitch swung on down the first base line, foul. So the 3-2 count on Winter. He's going to take that one down the first base line, foul. Steps back in for the left-handed hitter. And the pitch by Mayer swung on. He's going to follow that one into the Grover dugout. Got around on that one, rolled the wrist a little bit. So it brings back the 3-2 count. Tied up at 3 with a runner on second there for Oak Grove. Top of the second inning, 2 down. That ball outside draws the walk. Zach Winter on again with the walk. Good eye at the plate. As that'll take him over to first. So now we have runners on first and second, 2 down. Jack Bjornson coming up. He had a single in that first inning for Bjornson. So 1 for 1 for Jack Bjornson in the game. And that ball swung on, fouled off down the first base line by Bjornson for strike one. So they have 2 down, runners on first and second for Oak Grove. The 0-1 count. That ball swung on. Little pop up here, the first base side, drifting over was Hansen, not able to make the play on it. Difficult play for Hansen coming back from first. Into foul territory, so that's fouled off. So the 0-2 count on Bjornson. Mayer will step back in. The delivery, that's outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners on first and second. And that'll be high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. From Mayer to Bjornson. And Mayer with the delivery, that's swung on. Fouled again, goes over to the Grover dugout there on the first base side. Still the 2-2 count. 2 outs, runners on first and second for Oak Grove. Mayer with the delivery, that's low and outside for ball 3. So that'll load up the count. 3-2 count to Jack Bjornson. 2 down. We see runners going there with the 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Full count delivery swung on. And that's in the dirt. And the runner going down to first is thrown out. And that'll record the 3rd out there as the Jack Bjornson thrown out at first. So that'll do it for Oak Grove. As Oak Grove in that inning will come up with no runs. They had 1 hit and no errors with 2 runners left on base. So we're still tied up here going into the bottom half of the second inning. We're tied up at 3. Sargent County 3, Oak Grove 3. That'll bring up Sargent County here, bottom half of the second inning. Due up there is your designated hitter, Carson Daly. And then back to the top of the order with Anthony Fritterer, Tristan Peterson. That's just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks, they make sure your vehicle gets the best standard of care to get it back on the road as quickly as possible. Lonnie and his team are some of the most highly trained in the industry. With state-of-the-art technology and superior products, your vehicle will leave in great condition. With their drive-in claims area, the process is smooth and easy. Let Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks provide you and your vehicle with premium care and attention. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Abra Auto Body and Glass of Grand Forks.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Hey, welcome back here, yourliveevent.com. Back here for the bottom half of the second inning. As we're still tied up on the DHB scoreboard, 3-3, as Oak Grove in the top half of that second inning, they were able to get 1 hit. They left 2 runners on base, but no runs for Oak Grove in the top half of the second inning there with that Dakota Heritage Bank in-game update, as that'll bring up bottom half of the second inning for Sargent County was Carson Daly, your designated hitter. Due up here for Sargent County. Still on the mound, you have McCullough on the mound still for the Oak Grove Grovers. That first pitch drops in for a strike looking on Carson Daly. We have the 0-1 count here in McCullough to Daly, and that's going to go outside corner for strike 2. As Daly took a long look at it, decided to hold off, but that is strike 2. 0-2 count to Daly, the number 9 hitter. The DH going to drift outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Carson Daly. Here's McCullough. 1-2 pitch. That drifts outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the DH, Carson Daly for Sargent County. As McCullough picking up the pace, working in the bottom half of the second inning. That's going to drift outside. Going to load up the count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 count to Carson Daly. He's going to load up the count. That pitch, check swing, hit down the first base line, and that's going to go foul. Called over there by the first base umpire, Dave Klunt. Count still 3-2, Carson Daly. McCullough with the pitch, and that's check swing, strike 3. Struck him out. And that's the 3rd strikeout of the game for McCullough. That's Colt McCullough with his 3rd strikeout of the game. That'll bring up leadoff hitter Anthony Ferderer. Ferderer with a walk his first time up. That's a swing and a miss for strike 1. So McCullough going to work again. The 0-1 count drifts outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike there on Anthony Ferderer. As McCullough works out of the windup, the pitch swung on, and that's a high pop up here to the infield's first base side, drifting back and making the catch and the grab. Over there is Zach Winter. So Winter makes the grab in the out, records the 2nd out. As Ferrer flies out the F3. Ball does travel out of the infield behind first base. So Winter makes the play on it. That first pitch in the dirt there to Tristan Peterson for ball 1. Here's Colton McCullough with the pitch out of the windup. That's swung on for a swinging strike 2. I should say for the swinging strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Peterson. Drops in there for ball 2. 2-1 count on Peterson. From McCullough on the pitch, that's going to drift outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. There's 2 outs, nobody on. McCullough recording 1 strikeout. That was Carson Daly, the DH, the number 9 hitter. That ball drifts away, ball 4. And the walk to Peterson will put him on first. With 2 outs, that brings up Harry Newstall. Newstall, first time up, struck out. Recording that first out in the first inning for Sargent County. So McCullough facing Newstall, the left-handed hitter, has a runner on first. There's Tristan Peterson. And that swung on here to center fielder, going back, drifting over his head to the fence. And runner still advancing, so Peterson heading his way to home. The runner will come across the plate. Newstall standing up in the second with the double. And that'll be an RBI double off the walk. With Harry Newstall into second. And new scoreboard, or new scorer update on the DHB scoreboard. Sargent County 4, Oak Grove 3. With 2 outs, runner on second is Harry Newstall. Bring up Braxton Erickson. Erickson, his last time up, was hit by a pitch. So that drops in, first pitch for a ball. So the 1-0 count here to Braxton Erickson. 1 runner across, runner on second, 2 down. Swung on, ball hit here to our right field. And that's going to drive in. Newstall still chugging around third into home. No throw to the plate. And Harry Newstall will come around to score off of his stand-up double as we have 2 runs across for Sargent County. An RBI single for Braxton Erickson. Drives in Harry Newstall. 2-out rally going now for Sargent County. That ball swung on, popped up behind home plate, goes foul on Cole Fury Fury, the number 5 hitter, third baseman for Sargent County. As the 0-1 count, McCullough takes a look at first. The snap throw to first and almost got him, but he's safe. Diving back in. Over there is Braxton Erickson. So a good snap throw, good move there by the pitcher. Just missed catching Erickson at first. That ball drifts low and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cole Fury. So with the 1-1 count, the runner's going, swing, and that's, not sure it was foul, but mishandled there by the catcher as the ball slips away from the catcher. They're going to say that was a foul. So a tip foul there, and that'll send Erickson back to first base. So a 1 ball, 2 strikes, Cole Fury. And McCullough with the pitch that swung on outside, gets him swinging for strikeout. Second strikeout of the inning. And that's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Colton McCullough. As Sargent County in that inning, they're going to get 2 hits and 2 runs for Sargent County with 2 runners left on base. And that'll do it for the Bulldogs there in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. That new scoreboard on the DHB scoreboard. Sargent County 5, Oak Grove 3, due up for Oak Grove. Top half of the 3rd inning is their 5, 6, 7 hitters with Middage, Alex Meidinger, and Jackson Micheloni due up there for Oak Grove in the top half of the 3rd inning. Just ahead on your11event.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
All right, welcome back here. Your11event.com is back here to Cummings Field in Oaks, North Dakota, Region 1 baseball, as we have Sargent County Bulldogs taking on Oak Grove Grovers. Due up here, top half of the 3rd inning is Segan Mittig of Oak Grove. Mittig in that 1st inning with a single, making his way around to 3rd, but not scoring. There was Mittig with that single, as he is 1 for 1 today. That pitch high for a ball. As Brody Mayer still in the game pitching for Sargent County. As he's gone 2 so far, that pitch, curveball. And that's going to drop in for ball 2. That pitch, fastball swung on, near the first base side, single to the right fielder. And rounding first is Segan Mittig. So Mittig with another single, going now 2 for 2 in the game. Here out of the number 5 spot in the order. A base hit by Segan Mittig will put him on first base, and the leadoff hitter is aboard. Yeah, Sargent County leads this game up on the DHB scoreboard by a score of 5-3. Bring up your number 6 hitter, Alex Meidinger. Meidinger last time up with a RBI single, 2 RBI single for Oak Grove. Pitch drops in there for a ball, swinging strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Alex Meidinger. From the pitcher, Brody Mayer for Sargent County. That ball's going to hit him. There's no movement on it, and that took out Alex Meidinger with the hit by pitch. And that'll advance the runners as Segan Mittig will go ahead and advance to second. And then Alex Meidinger to first. Brings up new batter, Jackson Micheloni, the number 7 hitter, the DH for Oak Grove, as the tying runs are on board. Go-ahead run, Micheloni at the plate for Oak Grove. Facing Brody Mayer, Sargent County on the mound, and that pitch drifts inside for a strike. Hits the inside part of the plate for strike 1. As Brody Mayer working ahead in the count now on Jackson Micheloni with the 0-1 count. The pitch down across the knees and outside for strike 2. The 0-2 count on Micheloni has runners on first and second with Mittig and Meidinger. That's swung on, little dribbler up the middle. That's going to get a run to go around third to home. The play at the plate's in time and gets him out at home. So the big throw by the center fielder with the play at the plate throws the runner out going to home. That was Segan Mittig thrown out at home. And that's the first out, but runners will advance as we'll have runners at the corners. Off the single by Micheloni. So the runner thrown out at home. We will have runners at the corner. Meidinger will advance to third. No run will score as he's thrown out at the plate. That was Segan Mittig. On the throw by that center fielder, Tristan Peterson. So that'll bring up your number 8 hitter, Gavin Kramer. It's Kramer with the 0-1 count. Right-handed right-handed batter with runners at the corner. So you have 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kramer, swinging, and that ball hit here to the shortstop, pieced up by Newstall, and the throw over to the first in time, but the runner at second slides in safely, and there is a run across. So Kramer give him the RBI off the fielder's choice, as that will record an out, the second out. So Kramer thrown out at second. Meidinger will come in to score, and Micheloni is over at second. So Micheloni at second. The run does come across, and that's swing and a miss there on Colton McCullough. So Colton McCullough with the 1 ball, 1 strike, the 1-1 count. Bottom of the order, number 9 hitter has a runner in scoring position. And that's in there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Colton McCullough for Oak Grove. Number 9 hitter and also the pitcher. That's going to be a swing here. The ball hit, fly ball to center fielder Peterson's going to haul that in for the third out, as it'll be a 1 run scored for Oak Grove off of 2 hits with 1 runner left on base. That'll do it for Oak Grove. Top of the third inning. Due up for the Sargent County Bulldogs in the bottom half of the third inning. They're back to the number 6, 7, and 8 hitter with Elijah Hansen, Brody Mayer, and Connor Olson due up. That's just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. 1 transaction, 1 relationship, and 1 community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at BloomfieldTrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
Hey, welcome back here, yourliveevent.com. Back here for the bottom half of the third inning with Sargent County due up. Elijah Hansen, Brody Mayer, and Connor Olson, 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Sargent County. And still on the mound, Colton McCullough is still on the mound for Oak Grove as your score. Here midway through this third inning is Sargent County 5, Oak Grove 4 up on the DHP scoreboard. As Oak Grove able to get a run across in the top half of the third inning to close that gap within 1 now, as they had 2 hits and 1 run scored top half of the third inning. And that'll bring up your left-handed hitter, Elijah Hansen. Hansen with a single his first time up, and then advanced to second on a wild pitch. As that ball swung on, hit here to the second baseman, cleaned up and thrown over to first. Nice easy throw for the first out of the inning. Hansen grounds out for the first out of this bottom half of the third inning off of the 4-3 putout. And that'll bring up number 7 hitter and your pitcher, Brody Mayer. So Brody Mayer with a walk back in the first inning. With 1 out. McCullough's going to go ahead and he's going to step off. Now he steps back on the mound. As the 0-1 pitch is going to drop in low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brody Mayer. McCullough working out of the windup here in the third inning. And that's going to go outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Brody Mayer. As that's check swing and no challenge, looks like, by the Grovers. That's going to drop in for a ball, so it should be a 3-1 count. As the batter did not, oh, they got strike 2 looking, so they did call that a strike. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's going to drop in for a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Brody Mayer. As they say, here's the payoff pitch. That's going to be swung on and struck him out swinging for the strikeout. And the second out of this inning, bottom of the third inning for Colton McCullough. So McCullough now with 4 strikeouts in the game. Unofficially 4 strikeouts. Have to take a look at the official scorebook. That'll bring up Connor Olson. Olson struck out in the first inning, recording the final out of that first inning. Big first inning for Sargent County. That's swung on. That's fouled there back behind first base. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Connor Olson. With the pitch by McCullough. Swung on. That ball popped up here into the infield, drifting over. Second baseman snags it, brings it in. And that's the out there by Henderson. So Henderson hauls it in there as Connor Olson pops out to Henderson for the 1-2-3 inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Sargent County Bulldogs. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on, and that'll bring up now for the Oak Grove Grovers top half of the 4th inning as they're back around to the top of the order. That'll bring up your 1, 2, and 3 hitters, L.A. Butenhoff, James Henderson, and Zach Winter. That's just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
All right, welcome back here at yourliveevent.com as we're back here for the top half of the fourth inning as Oak Grove has their leadoff hitter Elliot Butenhoff on board, the number one in the batting order, their third baseman. As that ball there delivered by Mayer, a little bit of a wild pitch, gets away, goes to the backstop there for Butenhoff. So the 2-0 count to Elliot Butenhoff. Mayer still in the game. As that ball is going to sail wide for ball 3, the 3-0 count there by Brody Mayer. Going against that right-handed hitter, Elliot Butenhoff. Butenhoff in the first inning struck out, then a single in the second. Made his way eventually to second base. This ball popped up, fouled behind home plate. Goes out of play, or should say, in front of the backstop. No play on it by the catcher. So the 3-1 count. As he had the 3-0 count, he swung. And this ball driven here to center field. Line drive over the pitcher, over Brody Mayer. And this ball is going to runner thought about it as Peterson kind of juggled the ball for a minute. Looking down at the ground, the runner almost took advantage of that. Butenhoff thought about going to second, but he does have a single leading things off. Top half of the fourth inning. And that's going to bring out a visit from the Bulldog head coach, Coach Randy Searstead. So it looks like he took the ball from the pitcher. We'll probably have a pitching change coming up. So we'll go ahead and step away, take a timeout, come back for more here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers. They are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family-owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department, featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement, everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
All right, welcome back here at LiveEvent.com as that score up on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Sargent County 5, Oak Grove 4, as we have a pitching change coming up here as Harry Newstill coming in the game for Brody Mayer in relief of Brody Mayer. Mayer going 2 innings, giving up 8 hits, 4 runs, for all 4 of those earned, with 88 pitches total in the game. So Newstill in this tournament, this will be his 3rd appearance with a total of 97 pitches. So he has about 40 more pitches to go. Trying to close things out here and help the cause for Sargent County to make it to Monday. As it'll bring up your number 2 hitter, James Henderson, with a runner on first, nobody out. That first pitch by Newstill. That's going to sail wide for ball 1. So Newstill in to pitch, as he has the 1-0 count. And that's swung on here to the shortstop. Gets through the legs of the shortstop. So a new shortstop in there is going to make the first error here for Sargent County. As that goes between his legs, as Newstill was at short, goes into pitch. That's going to put a runner on first and second off of the E6. With nobody out. The go-ahead run is at first. And Newstill with the pitch, going to drop that in there. Curveball for strike 1 on Zach Winter. So runners on first and second. The single leading things off by Elliot Butenhoff. And now that brings up your number 3 hitter, Zach Winter, the first baseman. So here's Newstall, takes a look at second, pitches at another curveball. That drops in for a ball. So they get the count 2 balls, 1 strike there to Zach Winter, the 2-1 count. Newstall on the mound. He's going to throw that one outside there on the left-handed hitter, Zach Winter. So 3-1's your count. Looking to load things up there with a walk for Winter. As Newstall with the pitch goes inside, and that's going to be called strike. Winter was looking, trying to convince the umpire that was a ball, but the umpire, Scott Carlin, says no way, calls the strike. The 3-2 loads up the count there on Zach Winter. Here with Newstall with the big leg kick, and the pitch is going to be down in the dirt for ball 4. Almost hit him. And that's going to load up the bases now with Ellie Butenhoff going to third, Henderson to second, and then Zach Winter with the walk over to first. So that brings up your number 4 hitter, cleanup hitter Jack Bjornson. Bjornson singled his first time up there in the back in the first inning and also scored a run. And that ball hit to the second baseman, going home with it to the plate. Play is not in time. They're safe. I don't know if the play was late or your foot wasn't on the plate. That runner is safe at home. So Butenhoff scores, and that'll tie up the game. Butenhoff comes across. The runners will advance as Henderson goes to third, Winter at second, and Bjornson will reach first with nobody out. So bases loaded once again there for Harry Newstall. Ball 1 to Segan Middig, left-handed hitter. That ball gets away from the catcher, and the runner's going to come across again. The runners will advance to second and third, so another run across, as that's James Henderson. Henderson comes across, and that'll advance the runners. There's Zach Winter will go over to third, and Jack Bjornson to second. And the 2-0 count now to Segan Middig. Left-handed hitter. The pitch, big leg kick by Newstall. This ball hit here to left field. And the play at the plate, the throw is going to get cut off. No cut off. Runner's going to go ahead and hold up at the corners with another run across. That's Zach Winter coming across with the RBI single by Segan Middig. So Middig with the RBI single, he holds up at first. Bjornson's over at third, and Zach Winter comes across and scores. And now Oak Grove leads by a score of 7-5 with 3 runs across here, nobody out. That ball is going to sail high. The curveball, a little bit high on the offering by Newstall to Meidinger. Here's Newstall. That ball is going to be low and away. That runner is just going to go. No challenge on the throw as Middig makes his way down to second on the stolen base. Here, Alex Meidinger, 1 ball, 1 strike on the count. That ball briefly gets away from the catcher for another ball. 2 balls and 1 strike, the 2-1 count there to Alex Meidinger. With nobody out, 3 runs across in this inning here in the top of the 4th. As Oak Grove now has the lead, 7-5. That ball blown away by Newstall. For ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike to Alex Meidinger. Meidinger with the 2 RBI single in the first inning. He was hit by a pitch in the third. And that ball is going to go for a ball 4 and a walk to Alex Meidinger. And that loads up the bases again for Oak Grove. So bases loaded. Harry Newstall into pitch for Sargent County. Newstall with the big leg kick in the pitch. And that's going to go low and away for ball 1. on Jackson Micheloni. So bases loaded. Pitch goes low inside for ball 2. 2-0 count to Micheloni. Bjornson's over at third. At second is Middig, and Meitinger at first with the walk. That pitch swung on for strike 1. The 2-1 count to Jackson Micheloni. So Grove taking the lead this inning, top half of the 4th inning. Ball's going to drop in for ball 3. So the 3-1 count. Here's Newstill on the mound, big leg kick, and the pitch going to hit the outside corner for strike 2, loads the count up, 3-2. Still looking for the first out of the inning is Sargent County. As Oak Grove now up 7-5. Newstill trying to hunt for that first out. That's going to be swung on a chopper here in front of the home plate. That's going to roll foul. And that's I guess that's a good result there for Sargent County, as that ball not going to go more than 15 feet in front of home plate. And that thing would have just died, and more than likely runners would have been safe. So that ball goes foul. Still a 3-2 count, full count. There to Micheloni. Bases remain loaded. Lights coming on here down at Cummings Field. 3-2 pitch, no outs. That ball driven here to the gap here. Right center, drifting over center fielder Peterson. Peterson drops it. Runners kind of held up, but they're going to go ahead and advance at second, and they got him out. So the throw and the good heads-up play after the drop ball by Peterson gets the ball in to second, and they're going to be able to throw out the runner at second. But a run does score. So that'll bring around Bjornson after he singled. So Bjornson comes in. Middig will go over to third. And Meitinger was thrown out at second for the first out. Micheloni is safe at first. And then Gavin Kramer up to bat with runners at the corner when 1 out. Runner's going to go from first to second. So Micheloni advance on the stolen base. No challenge by Sargent County, as your score now 8-5 on the DHB scoreboard. Newstill with the pitch. That's going to drop in for a strike. So 2 balls, a 2-1 count, 2 balls, 1 strike there to Gavin Kramer. Oak Grove up now by a score of 8-5. Swing and a miss for strike 2. As Alex Meitinger was thrown out, making his way to second. Runners kind of had to hold up as Peterson made the play on the ball, but then dropped it. With the run scoring. So full count here to Gavin Kramer. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third with 1 out. That ball's in the dirt. Draws the walk. As bases loaded again. So bases loaded, brings up Colton McCullough, the pitcher. Number 9 hitter in the order. This ball is hit, driven into shallow left center. Making the play is Peterson. Peterson with the gun to the shortstop. Makes the play at third. They got a rundown going between second and third. The play and the tag, and let's see if he's out. And he's thrown out in the rundown. As Sargent County is going to get out of the inning with the double play after the catch by the left fielder, or I should say by the center fielder, Peterson drifting over to make the play on it. They're able to catch the Gavin Kramer in a rundown, and then they throw him out for the third out of the inning. So the F8 by McCullough, and then thrown out for the third out, as that'll do it in the top half of the top half of the fourth inning for Oak Grove, as Oak Grove will score 5 runs And that's 5 runs off of 3 hits. And they're going to leave 2 runners on base. As coming up now for Sargent County in the top half, or bottom half of the 4th inning, as they're going to have the number 9 hitter Carson Daly. Then back to the top of the order with Anthony Fritter and Tristan Peterson due up. That's just ahead on your liveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Get in touch with David Bergerman today at 701-724-6252.
Hey, welcome back here at liveevent.com. As we're back more, as Colt McCullough continues to pitch for Oak Grove. Oak Grove grabbing the lead on the DHB scoreboard by a score of 9-5, scoring 5 runs in the top half of the 4th inning. That'll bring Carson Daly batting for Sargent County, and that's fouled off for a strike as the 0-2 count now to Daly. As that first pitch from McCullough dropped in for a strike, then the foul for the 0-2 count on Daly. Daly 0 for 1 as he struck out in the 2nd inning. That pitch outside drifts wide for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Carson Daly. With McCullough with the pitch, that's fouled off up into the crow's nest. I don't know if it made it inside or over the roof, but looking for the replay on that one as the count still remains 1 ball, 2 strikes to Carson Daly from Colt McCullough. McCullough so far going 3 innings. That ball hit, popped up behind home plate, trying to make a catch on or play on it. The catcher diving, had to go back on the ball, but not able to make the play on it, as that was Middig. So our count still remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. As you look at the Bank North bracket update, the winner of this game will go on and they'll play on Monday. And they're waiting as they'll take on the Central Cass Squirrels. And this ball well hit down the, I should say, popped up down the right field line, first base side, and that goes foul. So still 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count there. Colt McCullough battling Carson Daly. Daly, the designated hitter. And that ball drifts away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count. McCullough works out of the windup. Little slide step on the kick, and then that's going to drop in ball 3. Loads up the count. Daly doing a little battling, able to get back into this as now 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. Nobody out, leading things off here, bottom of the 4th inning. That's going to go in the dirt, draws a walk. So Carson Daly, at number 9 hitter, is aboard in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Nobody out. That'll bring up top of the order Anthony Fritter. Fritter in that first inning drew a walk, and then with a pop out to the first baseman in the 2nd inning. That first pitch drops in there for a strike. With the runner on first, that's Carson Daly for Sargent County. Colt McCullough still on the mound for Oak Grove. And that pitch, the second one, and that's fouled off third base side for strike 2. 0-2 count there to Anthony Fritter. And the pitch that swung on here right up the middle, grabbed by the second baseman, throws over, trying to hit the double play, and safe. As the runner is safe at first, they will get the Carson Daly thrown out at second. But Furter beats out the throw. And that'll bring up Tristan Peterson. Number 2 hitter, center fielder Tristan Peterson. Check on the runner to the throw over to first. Sliding back there is Anthony Furter at first base. As one down, one runner on. That's Anthony Furter over at first for Sargent County. And that's ball hit by Peterson down the third base line. Drops in shallow left field for the base hit for Peterson. Peterson now 2 for 2 in the game. Had a single in the first inning. Drew a walk in the second, also scoring a run. And now with a base hit and advancing that runner to second. That's Anthony Furter on second. And now Tristan Peterson on first. So 2 on, 1 out. Harry Newstole, the shortstop. Now the pitcher. Started shortstop, now pitching. With 1 down. Newstole, left-handed batter. As that's the 0-1 count, swinging and hit into left field and holding up. No, waving him in. The throw here to the third baseman, cuts it off down to home. We're going to slide across safe. Play at third. That ball is wide. And I think he's safe. That was a heck of a play over by the third baseman, though, as he hauled in that throw from the catcher. That was Butenhoff diving. He thought he made the tag on Peterson. Peterson slides into third. And that's going to be a run across. So Newstole with the single to left field. He's going to advance to second. Peterson goes to third. And Anthony Furter will score. And looks like we're going to have a visit to the mound here for Oak Grove. As a mound visit for Oak Grove, so we're going to go, we'll step away, take a quick timeout, come back, give you an update here on yourliveevent.com.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey, Swatch, autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
All right, welcome back here at yourliveevent.com. We're back for more from Cummings Field in Oaks, North Dakota, to give you that Bank North bracket update as games that transpired today here on day 2 at the in Oaks, as it was number 1 Kindred defeated number 3 Center Cass by a score of 5-3. Game 2, it was Oak Grove over Oaks by a score of 16-6. Then it was Sargent County over Northern Cass by a score of 9-6. Those winners, Oak Grove and Sargent County, advanced here to play each other tonight. Currently in the DHB in-game update, we have a 9-6 lead for Oak Grove. In this inning, Anthony Furter has come across to score after 2 back-to-back singles by Tristan Peterson and Harry Newstole. That put runners at second and third. And a big swing and a miss there by Braxton Erickson, the catcher, the number 4 hitter in the lineup. As that is a strike swinging on Erickson. So the 0-2 count. The pitch by McCullough is going to drop in, so no pitching change by Oak Grove. They just wanted to get things together, calm things down, and talk it out. As they have runners on first and second here for Sargent County, bottom of the 4th inning. And McCullough takes a look at third. The pitch, that's going to drop in, strike 3, looking on Braxton Erickson. And the strikeout by McCullough gets Erickson looking. So that is 4 strikeouts in the game for McCullough. And that's out number 2. So he's gone 3 2/3 so far. That high pop-up foul territory, trying to race over and make the grab along the fence there, the first base side, was Zach Winter. Winter not able to get underneath it. Tried to make a good play on the ball. Ended up running into the fence and slipping. But it looks like he's okay. He gets back up, going to walk it off, rub a little dirt on it, get back to first base. As that's Cole Fury up to bat with that foul, pop-up foul there on the first base side. So the 0-1 count to Fury with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. That pitch swung on, lifted here to right field, and that's going to score 1 run. The other one's coming around. There's Newstall coming around, chugging around third into home. He's safe. Runner will hold up at first. That's Cole Fury with a 2 RBI single for Fury. Now it's going to bring around Tristan Peterson and Harry Newstall. 3 runs across in this inning, and Cole Fury with the 2 RBI single. As he's held up at first base. That'll bring up Elijah Hansen, left-handed hitter. Hansen's going to lift this one over here to the gap to right center, and that's hauled in for the 3rd out by your center fielder, Meitinger. Or excuse me, a new player there. Don't have the update there. Number 16 here in center field for Oak Grove. But that'll do it for the Sargent County Bulldogs, as the Bulldogs are able to get 3 runs across. They're down by 1 now. Your score at the end of 4 innings is Oak Grove 9, Sargent County 8. As in that inning, Sargent County with 3 runs across off of 2 hits, with 2 runners left on base and no errors, or excuse me, with 1 error by Northern Cass, and due up here at the top half of the 5th inning. For the Oak Grove Grovers, top half of the 5th inning due up. They're back to the top of the order, as it'll be Elliot Butenhoff, James Henderson, and Zach Winter due up. That's just ahead on yourlevevent.com.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
Imagine your life in Hillsboro, a place where neighbors know your name and opportunities are real. Here, you'll find affordable home lots and grants to help you build your future. In Hillsboro, safety, affordability, and community aren't just promises, they're our way of life. With a 24-hour fitness center, a strong school system, a trusted hospital, and a thriving business district, Hillsboro has everything you need to live well. Here, your family is our family, and your future shines bright. Discover Hillsboro, where small-town living means big opportunities.
Welcome back to yourlevevent.com here in Oaks, North Dakota. As back in here to the top of the 5th inning here for Oak Grove coming up. They're back to the top of the order with Butenhoff, Henderson, and Winter due up. As in that bottom half of the 4th inning for Sargent County, they're able to get 3 runs across off of 2 hits with, or I should say off of 3 hits. So you had that 2 RBI single by Cole Fury scoring 2 runs. Also had singles from Harry Newstall and Tristan Peterson for the 3 runs off of 3 hits for the Sargent County Bulldogs. That's score now up on the Dakota Heritage Bank DHB scoreboard is Oak Grove 9, Sargent County 8. Due up here top of the order, in top of the 5th inning, you have Elliot Butenhoff. As it looks like we got a new pitcher in. I think that's Erickson out there for Sargent County up on the mound. See number 8. There's number 18, Braxton Erickson up. So Erickson in here, as that'll close out Newstall for the tournament. That was Newstall's 3rd appearance. And Erickson here pitching for Sargent County, and that's going to drop in for strike 3 on Butenhoff. So 3 pitches, 3 strikes, or 3-pitch strikeout there for Braxton Erickson as he gets Butenhoff striking out. And that'll bring up your number 2 hitter, James Henderson for Oak Grove. Here's Erickson, that ball low and inside for ball 1. Little 1-0 count from Erickson over to James Henderson. And that ball is going to drift out outside part of the plate for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike to James Henderson. Leading off was Ellie Butenhoff striking out in this inning for Oak Grove, the leadoff hitter. That ball's inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. With 1 out. And the delivery by Erickson swung on. And a big swing. The 2-2 count. Here to James Henderson. Nobody out, 1 down. And that ball outside corner of the plate catches him looking for strike, or I should say for strike 3 and out 2. As Erickson coming in for the Sargent County Bulldogs here in the top of the 5th inning. And he's going to have 2 batters up, sets them both down by striking them out there for Braxton Erickson and the Sargent County Bulldogs. And that'll bring up your number 3 hitter in the order, Zach Winter, the first baseman. Winter with 3 walks in the game. That first pitch is going to be low and inside for ball 1. Officially 0 for 0 for the 0 for 0 in the game for the left-handed hitter with those 3 walks. Here's Peterson with the pitch outside, high and outside for ball 2 to Zach Winter. So you have the 2-0 count. Erickson's going to go ahead and step on out of the stretch. Going to throw that one high and inside. Nope, it's going to get him for a strike. Thought that might be a little bit high. Looked a little high from here, but that's going to fall in for a strike. For the 2-1 count on Zach Winter. With 2 down, nobody on. Erickson with the pitch. Inside, gets away from the catcher for ball 3. That'll be the 3-1 count. Coming here for Erickson. Delivering to Zach Winter for Oak Grove. Yeah, it looks like Oak Grove with a little action there in their bullpen. And that our ball is fouled back behind home plate for strike 2. Loads up the count. Now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on for Oak Grove. In your top half of the 5th inning. Zach Winter up at the plate. He's had a solo home run against Oaks. And this ball, or should say ball, gets away from the catcher for ball 4. And Zach Winter will make his way down off another walk in the game. Make his way down to first base. So he has 4 walks in the game for Zach Winter. That'll bring up Jack Bjornson, the cleanup hitter, also playing shortstop. Bjornson 2 for 3 in the game. That first pitch swung on, fouled back behind home plate. That's for strike 1. So Bjornson with singles back in the first inning, and then a single in the 4th, scoring 2 runs in the game for Jack Bjornson. So the 1-0 count, or the 0-1 count, that's going to drift to the outside part of the plate for strike 2. The 0-2 count. Here on Bjornson, Erickson with the pitch. The runner's going. That ball's going to get away. This is going to allow the runner to go all the way around it. Oh, it's going to hold him up. Yeah, as a strike thrown there from the catcher to the third baseman. As Zach Winter thought about it, took a big turn around second, and then came back. So he's going to advance the runner off the wild pitch. And that swung on, foul back. So the count's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Jack Bjornson, but the runner does advance. Winter is over at second. Took the big turn going to third, then came back off the wild pitch. Here's Erickson with the pitch, the 1-2, and that's going to be hit here down the right field line, and that goes foul underneath the light tower over there on the first base side into the bullpen area. Count still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Erickson. He's going to throw that to the outside part of the plate, and that's going to go wide for a ball. With 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2-2 count, 2 outs. With a runner on second. Erickson with the pitch. He's going to throw that inside, almost hit the batter. He's going to load up the count. Now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Had been working ahead of this batter, Jack Bjornson. Bjornson did a good job fighting off with a couple fouls. Now ahead in the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second to Bjornson. That ball swung on, hit here to right field. That ball sharply hit. Runner's going to come around to score. And holding up there with an RBI single for his 3rd hit of the game is Jack Bjornson. That'll bring around Winter from second with another run scored for Winter. And the RBI single for Jack Bjornson, the 2-out RBI single for Bjornson. That'll bring up Segan Middag for Oak Grove. Middag in the game, he's 3 for 3. He's had singles in the 1st, 3rd, and 4th inning with RBI single in the 4th. So he's one of the guys you want up the plate. He's going to pop this one up, goes behind home plate. The catcher trying to make a catch or a play on it. Over by the home dugout area there by Oak Grove on the first base side. That's popped up for strike 1 or fouled off for strike 1. Runner over at first is Jack Bjornson. Had the RBI single. So there's 2 outs in the game. Zach Winter came around to score after he walked, made his way to second, put himself in scoring position, then scored off the single by Bjornson. Now here's Middag at the plate. That ball outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. As Oak Grove now leads 10-8 on the DHB scoreboard. Up by 2. With Erickson pitching, that ball swung on, hit to the second baseman, throws over to first for the out. And that'll do it as Sean Middag hits into the 4-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. But Oak Grove coming up with a run, 1 run off of 1 hit with 1 runner left on base. No errors by the Sargent County Bulldogs. As due up for Sargent County now in the bottom of the 5th inning, due up will be your 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Elijah Hansen, Brody Mayer, and Connor Olson. That's just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
All right, welcome back here at liveevent.com as we have that DHB in-game update as we have a pitching change there for the Oak Grove Grovers here in the bottom of the 5th inning as they're going to go ahead and bring in Henderson. So Henderson coming in to pitch. McCullough will record 4 innings pitched. He'll give up 7 hits, 8 runs, 7 of those earned with 6 strikeouts and 4 walks. There for the for Oak Grove, they're going 4 innings, is Colton McCullough for Oak Grove, giving up 8 runs, 7 of those earned runs for the effort today against the Sargent County Bulldogs. And that'll bring up, now pitching is Jace Henderson for Oak Grove. And then due up now for Sargent County as they'll have their 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up here bottom of the 5th inning with Elijah Hansen, Brody Mayer, and Connor Olson. Elijah Hansen leading things off in this inning for Sargent County as Hansen, his first time up with a single, reached second off a wild pitch, then up again in the 3rd inning as he hit in as he looks like he grounded out on a 4-3 put out. As he's 1 for 2 in the game, coming up here at the top of the 5th inning, or bottom of the 5th inning for Sargent County here is Elijah Hansen. As he's going to face Jace Henderson. Henderson coming in relief of Colton McCullough for Oak Grove. And that first pitch, high for ball 1. There on Hansen. Ball low and away, almost got away from the catcher, made a great play on it. So ball 2, 2 balls, a 2-0 count. Excuse me, that's Brody Mayer up. So I'm off a batter. So Brody Mayer's up, 2-0 count on Mayer. It's going to drop in for a strike, 2-1 count. So 2 balls and 1 strike on Brody Mayer. That ball low and away, ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike to Mayer. Here by Jace Henderson. So Henderson working out of the windup against Mayer. That ball swung on, little chopper here to the first base side. That's fielded by Winner. Winner's going to go ahead and step on first base for the first out. So unassisted out there by the first baseman, Zach Winner. Records the first out of the inning. That was Brody Mayer, Sargent County. Brings up Connor Olson, the number 8 hitter. That first pitch is going to fall in there for a ball. So ball 1 on Connor Olson. Olson 0 for 2 in the game. Struck out in the first inning and struck out in the 3rd. So it was 2 strikeouts in the game there for Connor Olson. There's the pitch, low and in the dirt for ball 2. So that's the 2-0 count there to Connor Olson. Pitch from Henderson, going to go drop in for a strike just below the letters. So 3 balls, 1 strike here to Connor Olson. Winner working, or say Henderson working fast out of the stretch. That ball's going to get away, but it is ball 4 as Connor Olson makes his way down to first, drawing the walk. As there's 1 down, runner on first. That'll bring up Carson Daly, the designated hitter. Daly in the game with a strikeout in the 2nd inning. He drew a walk in the 4th inning. Now here bottom of the 5th inning. That first pitch looks like that's a ball. Drops in there for ball 1. So the 1-0 count there to Carson Daly has Connor Olson on first base. Here Henderson with the pitch. Be high for ball 2. 2-0 count now to Carson Daly. So Olson with about a step and a half away from first base on his lead. Now takes the secondary, and that's going to be a snap throw over to first. Not in time. Olson steps back onto first base. So here's Carson Daly looking to draw the walk here with the 3-0 count. Taken all the way, and that's going to drop in there for strikes, though. 3 balls, 1 strike there to Carson Daly. 1 down, that was Brody Mayer. Recording the first out of the inning for Sargent County. Connor Olson drew a walk, and that'll be walk number 2 given up. Now by Henderson. As that's going to put runners at first and second. With 1 out, that'll bring top of the order Anthony Furter coming up. Furter in the game, he is 0 for 2. He drew a walk in the first inning and then popped out in the second. As Henderson with the pitch that swung on for maybe fouled off. It looks like it was probably fouled off, foul tip there by a Ferderer for strike one. So you have runners on first and second there with Connor Olson and Carson Daly. And that's going to be swung on for strike two, another foul. As Henderson's working him inside now for strike two, the 0-2 count to Anthony Ferderer. And that's swung on here to the shortstop. Fields it, gets it over to second for the out, sliding in. And getting the out over there on Connor Olson, or excuse me, on Carson Daly. So Daly slid in. He's thrown out, going to second for the second out. As Ferderer is safe at first, off the fielder's choice. And Connor Olson makes his way over to third. So you have runners at the corner, bottom of the fifth inning now for Sargent County. They have Tristan Peterson up. Peterson 2 for 2 in the game. He had a single back in the first, a walk and a run in the second, and then a single in the fourth. There for Peterson. So strike one on Peterson. That ball drops in there, strike two. 0-2 count on Tristan Peterson. That pitch swung on, little pop-up here, Dinker behind the pitcher, cleaned up by the shortstop, in time, gets him out. And for the third out, great play by the shortstop coming across on the run, guns down Tristan Peterson, recording the third out. As for Sargent County in that inning, they have no runs off of no hits, no errors, and they have 2 runners left on base, so that'll bring up top of the 6th inning for the Northern Cass Jaguars. They'll have their 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up. Alex Meidinger, Jackson Micheloni, and Gavin Kramer. That's just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
Milner Grain understands that agriculture is your livelihood, and we're committed to providing you with the highest quality of services to meet your farming needs. Milner Grain has a passion for our community and the farmers we serve. Milner Grain is locally owned and operated. When you're looking for a partner in the field, look to Milner Grain. Call 701-427-5284 or check out Milner Grain's app with current up-to-date prices. Milner Grain is here to help you and your farm grow.
Welcome to the 130th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the Big Air ATV show in the R&J Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins and the fun never ends.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com.
Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Hey, welcome back here at LiveEvent.com. As due up now in the top half of the 6th inning for Oak Grove, you have Alex Meidinger, and then Jackson McEloney and Gavin Kramer. As Alex Meidinger leading things off with a strike there by Braxton Erickson. Erickson still on the mound for Sargent County, so the 0-1 count. Pitch, that swung on. Little dribbler here to the shortstop. Newstill's going to clean it up over to first. Guns him down in time. As that was a close play, bang play over there at first base, but Newstill able to gun down Meidinger running to first and recording that first out on a great play by Harry Newstill, the shortstop. So good back-to-back plays by our shortstops in the game as bang play there by Harry Newstill, throws out Meidinger at first. That'll bring up Jackson Micheloni. That ball in the dirt there by Erickson for ball one. So Jackson Micheloni in the game, going 2 for 3. He struck out in the first inning, then he's had singles in the third and the fourth. And that throw, should say, fouled off for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Erickson's going to drop this in there for a ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here with Micheloni. Erickson with the pitch. That's going to go outside for ball 3. So 1 down, 3-1 count there. Micheloni's going to swing. Took a big swing, and that's going to be strike 2 swinging. That's the 3-2 count. Loads up the count. Here's Erickson with the pitch. That's swung on. Strike 3. Got him inside for strikeout swinging there for Erickson. Erickson in the game. Coming in that 5th inning. Now with 3 strikeouts in the game for Braxton Erickson. So 2 outs. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up number 8 hitter, Gavin Kramer. And showing bunt, he's going to try to lay down a bunt there, and that's going to go in for a strike with 2 outs. So the 0-1 count now to Gavin Kramer. Kramer in the game, officially 0 for 0 as, excuse me, that's pinch hitting there is DeFiore. So Fiore pinch hitting for Kramer. As that count is 1-1, strike 2 swinging on Fiore. One ball, 2 strikes. This is the count. Erickson's going to go ahead and step off. That sweaty palms gets things cleaned up. Back on the rubber there in the pitch. Going to drop in strike 3, looking on DeFiore, and that'll do it as they put 3 up, 3 down for Oak Grove there as Braxton Erickson coming up with 2 strikeouts in that inning. So nobody on, or should say no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for Oak Grove in that top half of the 6th inning. That'll bring up for Sargent County, bottom half of the 6th inning. And due up, you'll have your 3, 4, and 5 hitters with Harry Newstill, Braxton Erickson, and Cole Fury. That's just ahead on your liveevent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
All right, welcome back here at liveevent.com. Harry Newstill up for the Sargent County Bulldogs. He's going to follow that first pitch back as you have the 0-1 count here, top of the 6th inning, or bottom of the 6th inning for Sargent County. Jace Henderson still in the game pitching. He has 22 pitches for the Oak Grove Grovers. As that second pitch drops in for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Harry Newstill, the shortstop. Newstill making an appearance in this game pitching. He's going to follow this one back for 1 ball, 2 strikes on Harry Newstill. Newstill in the game, 2 for 3. As he had a strikeout in the first inning, hit an RBI double in the second, and then a base hit and coming around to score in the 4th inning with 2 runs scored now here for Harry Newstill with an RBI, going 2 for 3. And this shot here to right field, that's going back, hits the fence, and coming around into second, playing it off the right field fence. off the bounce, and Harry Newstall stand-up double. Yes, he's into second for Newstall, and the Sargent County Bulldogs leading things off with a shot to right field. As that'll bring up Braxton Erickson, the catcher, or should say now the pitcher. Started the game catching, now pitching is Braxton Erickson. As he's the number 4 hitter in the lineup, has runner in scoring position. That's Newstall. Henderson with the pitch that swung on to the shortstop side. Shortstop's going to clean it up. Newstall's holding. Runner thrown out at first for the first out there as Erickson thrown out. Runner has to hold with Newstall. Good play by the shortstop. There for Bjornsson. So Jack Bjornsson making another good play on the ball. Holds the runner at second. That'll bring up Cole Fury with one down, runner on second and scoring position. Fury at the plate. Drops high, in there high for ball 1 on Cole Fury. So the DHB scoreboard still 10-8 here, Oak Grove. Top of the 6th inning. That's swung on for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike there to Cole Fury. Fury in the game going 1 for 3. And that's going to drop in for strike 2 on Fury. Here's Henderson working out of the stretch. Has the runner on second. That's a Newstall. Drops in for a ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, the 2-2 count on Cole Fury with 1 out. That swung on here, back to the shortstop. Slow roller, nope, to the pitcher. Me in the dirt. And they got him out. He lost that ball in the field, but he ended up throwing him out there at first base. So Cole Fury thrown out at first. So 2 outs in the game with the runner over there on third now as Newstall will advance to third base. That'll bring up Elijah Hansen. Left-handed hitter here, Elijah Hansen. In the game, 1 for 3. Had a single in the first inning. This ball hit to right field. And that's going to bring around Newstall to score. The RBI single for Hansen. So Newstall will come around and score after he hit that stand-up double to lead things off for Sargent County. Erickson and Fury both go down for outs number 1 and 2 of the inning. Now Elijah Hansen with that 2-out single. Put him on first base, and that'll bring up Brody Mayer. Brody Mayer leading things off pitching for Sargent County in this game. Has a runner at first with 2 outs. That ball swung on. It's popped up to the pitcher, making the play on it is Henderson. So Henderson with the fly out there by by Brody Mayer with the pop out to the pitcher. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning here with Sargent County in that inning, as they'll have 1 run off of 2 hits. They'll have 1 runner left on base and no errors by the Northern Cass Jaguars. That'll close things out in the 6th inning for the Sargent County Bulldogs. Coming up for coming up for Oak Grove in the top half of the 7th inning, you'll have your number 9 hitter Colton McCullough, and followed by the top of the order with Elliot Butenhoff and James Henderson. So that's coming up here on YourLiveEvent.com.
What was that? Is that Top Insurance?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Toop Insurance.
Maybe Toupee.
Could be Toupee. Yeah, I don't know.
Or Taupe Insurance, maybe?
I don't think so.
Say it right. That's T-O-O-P. That's Taupe.
Oh, it's Taupe.
That's Taupe Insurance in Castleton. Get in touch with Ryan today for a quote or review of your policies. Stop on out to Watts Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Get ahead of your spring planting needs with flowers, shrubs, and trees. Watts Ace Hardware Greenhouse is open now. Watts Ace Hardware, a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware and check out their greenhouse, which is open right now.
Hey, welcome back here at liveevent.com. We're back here for the bottom half of this, or I should say for the top half of the 7th inning, as Braxton Erickson still in to pitch for the Sargent County Bulldogs, as he's going to face the number 9 hitter, Colton McCullough, in the lineup. As McCullough started things out pitching for Oak Grove. Now with Jace Henderson in relief, here's McCullough, number 9 hitter, facing against Braxton Erickson. As that ball fouled back behind home plate. So 1 strike on Colton McCullough. Falls it back behind home plate there, as Erickson coming in relief of Newstall. Newstall with kind of a rough outing there. Coming in for Mayer earlier in the game. That pitch swung on. Here to Erickson. Erickson's going to try to police it up over to first on the shot. That's going to get by the first baseman. As runners there, Colton McCullough, the number 9 hitter, safe at first. So in the top half of the first inning, the error on the throw by the pitcher, as Erickson kind of gunned it there to first base. So the E1 will put the runner safe at first. So runner on the number 9 hitter on. He's going to go. That pitch gets away on the pass ball, and that's going to advance the runner to second. So looking to add another one, a little more insurance onto the score with the runner in scoring position now. That is Colton McCullough, with the Elliot Butenhoff, the leadoff hitter, number 1 hitter in the order, with the 1-0 count. That ball is going to drop in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Elliot Butenhoff. Butenhoff in the game going 2 for 4. Had a single in the second and then a single in the 4th inning. Scoring a run in the 4th for Butenhoff. He'd also has 2 strikeouts, struck out in the 1st and the 5th innings. Going 2 for 4 in the game so far. Now 1 ball, 1 strike there on Butenhoff. Runner at second is McCullough. A lot of chatter out of the Oak Grove dugout as the pitch, and that's going to go high and outside for ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Elliot Butenhoff. Runner on second with nobody out. Top of the 7th inning, Erickson's going to sky this one back behind the batter. It's going to go to the backstop. Runner rounds third, and that's McCullough. As that doesn't bring a visit from the pitch or visit from the coach out there. Randy Searstead still keeping Erickson out on the mound, as that count now 3 balls, 2 strikes, and that's going to punch him out there on a called strike to Butenhoff. So runner on third continues to be Colton McCullough, still holding on third base. That'll bring up your number 2 hitter, James Henderson. The pitch going to be low down in the strike zone for strike 1. You're on James Henderson. So 1 out, runner on third base. That's Colton McCullough. That's swung on for strike 2. The big swing there by James Henderson. The 0-2 count to Henderson. With 1 out, the pitch by Erickson. That swung on first base side, goes foul. Henderson in the game going 2 for 4. So he made it safely on base in the 1st and 4th innings, also scoring a run in each of those innings and then striking out in the second and fifth innings. And that's going to punch him out for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Erickson. So Braxton Erickson recording back-to-back strikeouts against leadoff hitter Elliot Butenhoff, then number 2 hitter James Henderson. That'll bring up Zach Winter with 3 or 4 walks in the game, left-handed hitter. That ball is going to hit the outside part of the plate for strike 1. So you have the 0-1 count to Zach Winter. Winter drawing walks in the first, second, fourth, and fifth inning. That ball they're fall back for strike 2. The 0-2 count to Zach Winter. Braxton Erickson trying to close things out there. The score 10-9 in favor of Oak Grove. Sargent County down by 1 run. Here in the top half of the 7th inning, swinging strike 3, got him to strike out. After 4 walks, Zach Winter is going to go down, striking out. And here for the Sargent County Bulldogs, the Oak Grove Grovers in that inning, they have no runs off of no hits, no errors by Sargent County, and 1 runner left on base. Due up here, bottom half of the 7th inning for the Sargent County Bulldogs, as they will have due up their number 8, 9, and then back to the top of the order with Connor Olson, Carson Daly, and Anthony Federer. That's just ahead on yourliveevent.com.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customers satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
All right, welcome back here at yourliveevent.com as we're back for more. And to the bottom of the 7th inning, 3 outs remaining here for the Sargent County Bulldogs. They're down by 1 run, 10-9, the Oak Grove Grovers, as we do have a pitching change in here for your in-game Dakota Heritage Bank in-game up game, as Elliot Butenhoff coming in to pitch, closing things out there for Jace Henderson. Henderson going 2 innings pitched with giving up 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, and 2 walks in the game with no strikeouts there for Jace Henderson. Coming in relief of Colton McCullough there, as Ellie Butenhoff now on the pitch for Oak Grove. Due up for the Sargent County Bulldogs in this inning, bottom half of the 7th inning. You have Connor Olson, then Carson Dealey, and then back to the top of the order with Anthony Fitterer. Olson in this game with 2 strikeouts and a walk. He drew a walk his last time up in the 5th inning. As Sargent County down to 3 outs. That first pitch drops in for a strike looking there on Connor Olson for strike 1. Oak Grove 3 outs away from making their way to play on Monday, as they have the 1-run lead. That pitch is fouled back by Olson for the 0-2 count on Olson. Nobody out. Here, bottom of the 7th inning, that's going to drop in. Strike 3 low across the knees. Strikeout looking for out number 1. Now just 2 outs away there for Oak Grove to play their way for a contest against the Central Cass Squirrels on Monday. That game scheduled to start there in that Bank North bracket update. I believe that's at 4 o'clock on Monday. That'll bring up Carson Dealey. That pitch dropped in there for a ball, so the 0-1 count now to Carson Dealey. And the pitch that swung on, a little choppy here to the second baseman. He fields it cleanly, a little underhand to the first baseman for the out, the second out. As Carson Dealey with the 4-3 to the second baseman. And that's going to bring up Anthony Furter here for 2 outs. Just 1 out now remains for Oak Grove here to win this game and clinch another day here on Monday with the game against the Central Cass Squirrels. As your score 2-9, 2 out. Here's Furter, strike 1. From Butenhoff. Elliot Butenhoff in relief here to close out this 7th inning. That pitch swung on, strike 2. And now just 1 strike remaining, 1 out here for the Sargent County Bulldogs. As Elliot Butenhoff coming in on fire. 2 batters up, 2 batters down. Strike 3 swinging, and Elliot Butenhoff and the Oak Grove Grovers are going to win this one by a score of 10-9. And that'll do it here for your final score, 10-9 in favor of Oak Grove as they defeat Sargent County 10-9. We're going to go ahead and step away. We're going to come back for more here from your live event as we'll have our post-game update and player interviews. That's just ahead on your live event.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey swatch autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
All right, welcome back here to LiveEvent.com. Is your final as the Oak Grove Growers defeat the Sargent County Bulldogs. Your final score is 10-9. As looking at that Bank North bracket breakdown, as the Grovers with that win, they're going to have a date with the Central Cass Squirrels on Monday, as they'll face off at 4 p.m. I believe that game is in Kindred. And then Kindred in that first championship game, they'll face the winner of that game number 13 on Monday, that 4 p.m. game. So congratulations to the Oak Grove Grovers as they continue on here in this tournament, Region 1 tournament, as they will face the Central Cass Squirrels on Monday at 4 p.m. And looking down the line here with that Dakota Heritage in-game or game update, as closing things out there, pitching for the Oak Grove Grovers, as that was Elliot Butenhoff. Butenhoff coming in, Sargent County sent 3 batters up, 3 batters down there for Butenhoff, as Butenhoff striking out Connor Olson and then getting Anthony Furter for that second strikeout. So 2 strikeouts in the game coming in relief for Elliot Butenhoff. He'll pick up the save. Jace Henderson coming in, and Henderson with 2 innings pitched, gave it up 1 hit, 1 run. One of those earned runs with 2 walks. And then Colton McCullough starting the game for Oak Grove with 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 8 runs, 7 of those earned with 6 strikeouts and 4 walks given up there for Colton McCullough, the pitching staff for the Oak Grove Grovers. So we're going to go ahead and we'll step away quick, take a quick 30-second timeout, come back for more on yourliveevent.com.
Halsted Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halsted, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halsted Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halsted Telephone Company today.
Hey, welcome back to yourliveevent.com. We're back with our Norman County Raceway post-game show as the Oak Grove Grovers defeat the Sargent County Bulldogs by a score of 10-9. As we kind of moved on down the line here with our post-game show, as you have your HTC connection of the game here. Discover local reliability you can trust here at Halsted Telephone Company. It's how to connect at the halstedtel.com for HTC connection of the game. And that HTC connection of the game, I'm going to go back again to that pitching staff of Oak Grove here with Elliot Butenhoff coming in relief there and closing things out there for the Oak Grove Grovers there with that HTC connection of the game, as Butenhoff with 2 strikeouts in that 7th inning and sealing the win for the Oak Grove Grovers. As we're going to go ahead and we're going to send this one down to the field there for our Dakota Heritage Bank post-game interview down with Chase Miller on the field. Go ahead there, Chase.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brent, with us here. The catcher who had to catch a lot today. 2 games for the Fargo Oak Grove Gophers. That's Mr. Segan. Segan, first things first, a long day from this afternoon to where we are now. Let's see here, about 10 o'clock at night on a Friday. But what's this mean to get part to that, 1 game away from that championship game, and more importantly, get to the top 3 here in the Region 1 baseball tournament?
Means everything for this team. We got a lot of seniors that have worked very, very hard to get here. Got to give them one last good ride.
As you went through in this particular game, the back and forth with Sargent County, just what you kind of were able to do to slam the door shut in that 6th and the 7th, you think, as a team, both with James there and then Elliott coming on and finishing off the game?
We had great pitching today and great fielding behind our great pitchers. So very, very fun to play.
As a catcher, how many innings that you're able to catch? How do you feel right now after this one, after playing a game, having a game off, and getting back at it again?
Obviously very tired, but pitchers made it very, very easy for me today. Not a lot of running. And just really, really fun game to catch.
Speaking of catching here, they're playing a little hacky sack behind you. Just how fun and relaxed is this team, obviously, going into Monday?
Oh, yeah. Very, very relaxed. We've got a lot of energy. We're ready to win Monday.
And last thing for you, Segan, what's it going to take here going into Monday? Obviously, enjoy the weekend, see what Mother Nature has in store Sunday with potential rain, but what's it going to take to get to that Monday game?
Very solid pitching, very, very good commitment, and just staying focused.
Hey, Segan, congratulations on the win. Best of luck on Monday.
Thank you.
All right, anything from you guys?
Let's go!
Back to you, Brent.
All right, congratulations once again. The Oak Grove Rovers are going to make their way to that 4 p.m. game against the Central Cass Squirrels on Monday. As we're going to continue on with our Norman County Raceway post-game show. That was our Dakota Heritage Bank post-game interview there with Chase Miller down on the field. As we're going to continue on with our Agassi Egg Precision Play of the Game, your local precision planting dealer, Agassi Precision Egg in Hillsborough. Call 701-436-2009 or visit planterdoc.com. And that Agassi Precision Egg Play of the Game or Plays of the Game, that's going to go out to our shortstops there in the game as Jack Bjornson picking up your Agassi Egg Precision Play of the Game as you look at that fantastic play as mentioned there, by the catcher for Oak Grove as the play there by Jack Bjornson at shortstop, coming up with a number of great plays there from the shortstop position for Agassi Egg Precision Play of the Game. A lot of 4-3 putouts there for Jack Bjornson and the Oak Grove Grovers there to have some solid defense with the Agassi Egg Precision Play of the Game. Coming up on that Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, Life Takes Energy from Enbridge at EnbridgeEnergyForLife.com. And your Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, that's going to go out to Segan Mintag. They're the catcher for the Oak Grove Grovers as Mintag in the game, going 2 for 4 in the game, picking up a couple RBIs, and then that effort and just calling a great game, getting those pitchers through as he had to handle 3 pitchers in that game there for the Oak Grove Grovers. He's going to pick up our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Life Takes Energy for Enbridge at Energy for Life at Enbridge.com for those career opportunities. As we're going to close things out here with this Norman County Raceway post-game show, we'll just have that Bank North bracket update just one more time for you as coming up on Monday with that 4 p.m. game. That'll be the Oak Grove Grovers taking on the Central Cass Squirrels. And then in that first championship game, you'll have the Kindred Vikings awaiting the winner of that 4 p.m. game. That game for Kindred with that first championship game scheduled to start at 6 p.m. with those games played in Kindred. So for myself here, Brent Dick, along with Joey Hughes and Chase Miller on the field. We'd like to thank you all for joining in, taking time to join us for this Region 1 baseball here from Oaks, North Dakota. We'll go ahead and we'll see you on Monday there from Kindred as the Region 1 tournament continues on YourLiveEvent.com. So signing off here from Oaks, North Dakota and Cummings Field, just one more time for that final score as Oak Grove downs the Sargent County Bulldogs by a score of 10-9.